All right, we are recording. Welcome, everybody. Today is January 10th. I am Stuart, and I'm so glad you're here. We've got a very, very full hour because we have had so many of you. Look at this. This is awesome. You submit your questions in advance, and I'm going to do my best to tackle all of them. But what makes this kind of a program work super well is that you give me your feedback too. So when I ask a question that's been sent in by another professional, if you have an anecdote, if you have a solution, if you've got the same problem, go ahead and let your fingers do the typing and share it. I always tell you this, that if you're courageous and bold and you want to put your microphone on, you need to tell me, and I will do my best to get your microphone on. Of course, I'll give you a fair warning before I do that. And if you're a guest here, let me know you're a guest here. It's your first time here. I did send out, and this is for my boot campers, because you guys know this is just for you guys. This is and gals. The Ask Stuart Hour is specifically for members of Group Boot Camp, but I did something special. I let everybody who signed up for the Group Sales Success Summit, yay! Oh, by the way, you didn't hear it from me. But I'm going to be making an enormously huge, ridiculously ginormous announcement about the Group Sales Success Summit 2019. But you didn't hear it from me. So I sent out an invitation saying, hey, pick one. Happy group year. My gift to you. Here's the next 5 that we have going through early February. Pick one and come join us. See what we do here. Learn something. Be transformed. So I'm grateful you're here. And you know something? I am practicing what I preach, friends. Why am I doing this free? Well, why not? Maybe you'll buy a boot camp. Maybe we'll just become friends. Maybe you'll leave with one really powerful point that will change your business forever. I'm not here to waste your time. I'm here to give back to you, give you a little gift here. Because I like giving gifts, and agents, this is what I preach to you. You need to give gifts to your clients. Give something away free. Don't give them an airline ticket. Don't give away a free trip. Don't give them a gift certificate. Give them information. In fact, one of the questions that was sent in, and we're going to get to it. I'm jumping ahead here. Who was it? Was it Barbara? Hold on here. Yeah. Barbara, you asked me to, what should I give out as a gift? So here, we'll start off with this one. Okay, she asked me like 4 questions. I have an opportunity to be part of a wedding marketplace that already includes a videographer, a disc jockey, wedding planner, a baker, and a photographer. They've asked me to join them, cool, but they want me to come up with a gift or promotion that can be used if a client books, blah, 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 blah. The DJ is giving away an upgraded lighting package. Did you know I was a DJ back in the day? Of course you didn't know. I was, through college. Made enough money to buy my first car in cash, a Toyota Celica GT, stick shift, 85. Cool. Back to business here. So what happens when you have ADHD? The disc jockey will give an upgraded lighting package. The photographer adds a free wall print, and I was hoping to getting to the destination. But what do I give away? Any suggestions? Well, you've got nothing to give away that's not yours. You can't give away. Don't give away something. Something like that, an object or a trip, because you don't own that. Give away you. So, Barbara, I suggest to you and everybody else, give away a 1-hour consultation, free. Boy, does that give you integrity. Boy, does that build up respect for what you do, and that you normally charge a fee. Danny, you're with me. Danny, your question is here too, because you asked about fees. Should I charge a fee? When do I charge a fee? How do I charge a fee? We're going to get to that, Danny. But circling back, what a great way to position yourself as an expert. Do you know that I've done that too? When I go to conferences, sometimes they have fundraisers. Like I've done the Dream Vacations conference for years, Cruise One Cruises Inc. And they do a big fundraising event. Stuart, can you give us something to raffle off to raise money? And I donate my time. Normally, I give like 3 or 4 1-hour consultations, one-on-one coaching. That has value. So, Barbara, that's what I say you give away. That's why I'm doing this as a special gift to our friends who are with the Group Success Summit. And now we're going to dive in. I think that was a good way to kick off. I thought that was good. Hang on here. Wow, we have so many people. I promise I'm going to get to your questions. So if you've got questions, you've got comments, if you're new here, make sure you let your fingers do the typing and go ahead and type in here. Let me see who's in the house. Okay, so I'm going to go right to. Oh, I don't see that. Oh, hold on there. There we go. Oh, guess who's in the house? You don't know. I'm going to tell you. My friend Mike Marshev. Mike, what's going on? Oh, Mike, can I put your camera on?
Yeah, can you hear this audio, Stuart?
I hear you great. Hey, friends.
Okay.
So listen, if you've never been here before, hey, Mike, I just sent you a webcam request, and there he is.
There it is. There it is.
The magic of technology. I got to tell you something. You get better looking every day.
Well, the question I have, I wasn't sure if a checkered shirt or a striped shirt makes me look thinner. I didn't know. I was trying to figure that out. But you know what? I figured if it doesn't work, I'll just do a shameless promotion like this.
So, hey, friends, so boot campers know this every once in a while, and guests, I have a good friend, because they always have an invitation to pop in if they have a thought they want to share. Come here and share it. They get in, they get out. Mike, you got something you want to say?
Yeah, as a matter of fact, I can't stay long today, Stuart, because I don't want to screw up your show. But something happened just last couple of days that I think is worth sharing with your audience. And I'm going to be interviewed by a marketing consultant in the next hour from California. And I was doing my research and my homework. And the question he's going to ask me is, how does an entrepreneur find new business? How do we acquire new business, new accounts? And
Okay.
that's what he's going to be talking to me about in another hour.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought maybe that topic would be a good little tip to share with your group, because that's the way I do it. That's probably the way you do it. And that's the way I think all travel agents in the country should at least listen, consider, and adopt it if it's for their own or not. They decide. But here's what happened. I'm sitting years ago, I stumbled across a guy who worked for a speakers bureau in Nashville, Tennessee.
Mm-hmm.
And as a result, they booked me a couple of times over the last 20 years, 15 years maybe,
Mm-hmm.
all of 15 years. And then it kind of dried up. It kind of went away. My client, as the speakers bureau, kind of went away.
Okay.
So this year, I sent him a email out of the blue, and I said, Brian, I said, long time no talk. I said, I'm getting ready to hang up my spikes. This is probably going to be the last year. If there's something we can do together, I'm all for it. Now, it was out of the blue.
Right.
He immediately sent me back an email acknowledging that he knew who I was. His stable is, thousands of speakers. Look it up, Premier Speakers Bureau in Nashville, folks. Everybody's in that book.
Mm-hmm.
But in any event, the president calls me back, says some kind things, and then he says, contact my associate, Eric Williams, or whatever his name was, and update your profile. Okay, boom. So now, when I call Eric, I reference my contacting him as a reference from the president. Do you think he's going to read my email? I think so. Do you think coming from the president is going to differentiate me from the other 10,000 people in the book for the moment? I think so.
Mm-hmm.
But here's the interesting point. The following day, I get a second email from the president saying that he's got a show coming up in Chicago by a supply company, and we'd like to book you for that event. All right. Now, it's not in stone yet. It's not in stone yet. They still have to go through the interviews and stuff like that. Right. The point is this, folks. He wasn't thinking of me last week, last month, last year. He wasn't thinking of me. He's got 10,000 things to worry about. I come into his world. Now Mike goes to the top of the list. Mm-hmm. He follows up. I follow up. He follows up. I follow up. And the next thing you know, hopefully, it's going to result in feeding my family for another couple of weeks. Mm-hmm. Now, why I share this with travel professionals, because you have a file drawer filled with old contacts. customers you used to do business with, people who know your name, and you think erroneously, look it up, Stuart, erroneously, you you think that people aren't doing business with you, aren't calling you because you did something wrong, and that's not the case. It's just that time took its toll and just kind of drifted away. As a project in 2019, I challenge your audience, Stuart, once a week, twice a week, once every morning before coffee. I see Stuart already jumped to the coffee, but contact somebody, reintroduce yourself, tell them you're alive and well, remind them you're still in the business. And here's the dangerous part. I can guarantee you that you will get business from it. If I'm wrong, I don't think I am, but if I'm wrong, you can go get the money back from Stuart. It's his show. It's his show. It's not my show.
Wait a minute.
Hey, buy the book. I gotta go.
Oh, hey, listen, you've got an inner circle meeting. When is your inner circle meeting that you opened up for everybody?
Yesterday.
Oh, man.
Yesterday. And you
There we
missed
go.
it. It was free. It was free, and you missed it. How low do I have to go? How less than free? What's less than free?
You haven't called me in a while.
If you come to my inner circle meeting, I will pay you to come. How's that?
Oh my gosh.
All right.
Hey, thanks.
So anyway, I hope the tip made sense. I was speaking quickly because I didn't want to take time out of your show, Stuart. But there's happened to me just this week.
Mike, it's awesome because this leads me right into a question that Karen sent from South Lake Travel about what's a 30-day plan.
I know Karen D.
We know Karen, right? And her question is, what about a 30-day plan? What can I do to kick off the year with a 30-day plan? So your point is actually a great segue because I didn't know what you were bringing today. So thank you. I appreciate you being here and popping in.
It's a good 30-day plan. I'll talk to everybody later. Can you see my shorts? I'm just wearing shorts. I look squared away, but my sloggies are on. I'm just getting up in the morning.
I can't see.
The beauty of cameras. Okay. Have a good show, Stuart. I'll talk to you later, buddy.
All right. See you, Mike. Thanks for being here.
Right on. Bye.
Bye. All right. Hey, that was cool.
I'm going to stay. Okay, there you go. Okay, now I'm off.
There we go. All right. Hey, everybody. That's cool, right? When a really, really good friend just pops in and gives us a tip there. And let me do exactly what I suggested I was going to do, which is to segue into Karen. You asked this question. And friends, go ahead and keep typing in stuff. I promise you at some point, I'll stop, I'll read, and I'll bring your questions, your comments, your thoughts so everyone can hear it too. So Karen said, can we talk about a 30-day plan to get us jump-started for the new year? Newbie or old bee? Speaking of old bee, it just reminds me of Mike. Sorry. If we wanted to grow our group business, we need to have a plan. We need to have a plan. How many of you really have a plan, or do you just roll into the next year? You have ideas, right? But you don't really change your plan. Maybe you have a written business plan that you wrote 17 years ago, but it's got to be updated constantly. I believe a business plan needs to be what's called a living business plan. It means it could change in a heartbeat as long as you're still fulfilling your primary mission, your primary goal. Okay, I think that, hang on 1 second here, that if you don't make changes to grow, you won't grow. In fact, well, hang on, I ripped this out of the newspaper this morning. See, I'm always working for you guys. Here's what I read this here. You won't just meet your goals by accident. You won't meet your goals by accident. You got to change it up. So here we go. Write this down, everybody. I came up with these 4 things, simply 4 things you should be doing within the next 30 days to change your business, to grow. Because if you're doing the same old thing, you're going to get you got it, same old results. Number 1. You're going to think this is simple stuff, but most business people don't do this. The first thing you do is make a list of what worked and make a list of what didn't work. Do more of what worked for you in 18 and do less of or eliminate What didn't work in 18? If you take the time and really do this, friends, get a notebook. Get a notebook like me. Get notebooks. And split the page in half. What worked? What didn't work? I'm going to do this. I'm going to stop doing that. That's number one. Oh my gosh, it's easy. Number two, and this tags on to what Mike said also. God, he's brilliant. Call everybody on your list. Mike didn't even know this was on my list, and I didn't even know that's what he was going to say, but call everybody on your list. Now, here's what I'm in the process of doing. Actually, I've completed it. I may have a few more to go, but I didn't call. I sent an email to every single client I have ever had in my speaking career over the last 13 years. Okay, and I simply said, I wish you a happy, healthy new year. And I wrote, here's what I wrote, because I didn't want to make it look like I'm selling something. Here is my 2019 success strategy. This is really what I wrote, friends, because I want you to do this. And if you don't want to make phone calls, fine, send an email, but make it so you're not soliciting, you're not selling, you're just staying top of mind. Okay, and I said, here's my 2019 success plan. I said, and I wrote this in caps, so picture this. I wrote, discipline plus simplicity equals success and happiness. Okay, discipline plus simplicity, and that's truly my strategy. In 18, my strategy, my keyword was discipline. In 2019, it's simplicity. If you put two together, I'm going to see some transformative results. Okay, so make a phone call, send a postcard, send an email, and simply wish everyone a happy, healthy new year. Stay top of mind. That is number two. Number three, I'm giving you guys a gift here. There's a handout. Do you see where it says handouts? Go ahead, click on it, download it, but stay with me here. I don't want to lose you, okay, because I wrote an article, and it's all about broken websites. Friends, when's the last time you went through your website and clicked on every link? I guarantee you, and if I'm wrong, Mike will give you his money back. I don't know what that meant, but I guarantee you've got a broken link. You've got a misdirected page. You've got the dreaded, 404, no page exists, or old information. So number three is review your website and social pages. I could spend all day talking about this, Karen. So that's number three. Please review it, fix the links, update the information, and put everything in alignment. Because the first thing I do before I buy from you is check out online, and you know that to be true. And number four, I've been preaching this for weeks. My boot campers know this. You've heard this ad nauseum. I don't know what that means. I've always wanted to say it. It sounds kind of weird, but I think it works. Have one 15-minute meeting every week. And if you're new to the Ask Stuart Hour, if you're here as my guest, thank you, welcome. What does that mean? That means get up and get out. Pick up the phone and go have a meeting with somebody in your community, somebody who you admire, somebody who you do business with. And it can't be about selling something because they're going to say, no, too busy, send me a letter or send it in the mail, whatever. No, you're just making friends. You're networking. Right? So there you go. Number four, set a goal to have one 15-minute meeting per week. This is what I do. And so many of my boot campers have tried it, and they tell me it really works. Get up and get out. All right. Before I go on to Nancy at Adventure Marketplace, she's actually got a potential group that she wants to give you to Hawaii. So if you're a Hawaii expert, your ears just went bing. So hold on, I'm going to catch up on the questions and the thoughts right here. Let's see here. Stacy's in the house. No questions yet. That's all right. Danny said, yep, thoughts on fees. And Danny, we're going to get to it. I promise you. I appreciate it. I got to print it out here. Paris is here. Good morning. Let's see. Kathy's here. Hello from Northern Michigan. Hello. Welcome. So glad so many people are here. Hello, Stuart. I'm a guest. Thanks for the invite. Rowena, you are most welcome. Thanks for being here. Maria's in the house. If we buy boot camp, will we have access to your program forever? Even new updates and classes? No. Maria, I'm not going to get into the sales pitch here, but boot camp is a 1-year membership. But if you want to stay in year 2 and year 3 and year 4, you don't have to pay the $800 all over again. You just pay $100 for a whole year. $100 for a whole year. I bet you spend more on fancy coffee. I'm kidding. I don't know. So no, it's not a lifetime membership, but you would be a boot camp alumni. So if you don't pay the $100 renewal fee each year thereafter, you'll still be invited to special things and get special stuff. I hope that helps. But let's talk offline, shall we? Okay. Hi, Lori. That's what I did. I gave away a free planning session, right? So before, friends, I talked about what can you give away. Give away you. Because remember, they can purchase. Now listen to me, friends. Everybody out there can buy Stateroom 2106 on Allure of the Seas. How many places can they buy that? 100,000 places, 10,000, 500? With every one of you could sell that to them. They can book it online. 1,000,000 places. But they can only buy you. You make the difference. You provide the, so hey, boot campers, should I share this again? What the agent's true purpose? What is the true purpose of an agent? Why on earth do we need a travel professional? I'm going to tell you, and for you guests on the line, if you've seen me speak around town, and by the way, who's going to CCRA? Thank you, Lena. Thank you, friends who suggested me to do a keynote at the Power Solutions National in February. If you haven't booked, book it, go there. It's going to be a phenomenal conference because I am keynoting Saturday morning. And that's not the only reason. You got to see the lineup of speakers. It's crazy cool. And I'm flying in early because I want to see the other speakers too. That's how impressed I am. So I completely lost my train of thought. Give away a free planning session. Wow, that's what happens when I get so excited. So let me keep moving on. Kathy said, Kathy's here from Massachusetts. My daughter just moved there, by the way, to Alston. Rowena said, I give gift cards to agents for referrals that book with me. What would you suggest in lieu of that? You know what? Gift cards are great, but the problem is, Rowena and everybody else, they can't use that gift card unless they make a purchase. So it has no value until they buy. And I get that. That's the trigger right there. But look, you know, I did a pro bono speech for a student leadership group here, University of Memphis. It's called the MILE program. And as for my speaking, I received a gift certificate to a fancy steakhouse here. But I didn't have to buy anything. You know, it's $100. The problem is if you give away a gift certificate, Rowena, they can't use it for anything unless they, right? It goes towards something. So I'm telling you, I just think you should give away Give away an hour of your consultation time. Angie says, I cannot see anything on my screen. Angie, why can't you see anything? I don't understand. I'm hoping you guys can still see me. Can you all still see me? And no, you don't have to all type in yes. But Angie, can you see me now? Because believe me, what happens is if something goes terribly wrong, 1,000,000 of you say, I lost audio, I lost visual, what's going on? So I don't think it's at my end, Angie. Maybe it's at your end. At the very least, you can hear me. And I don't know what to tell you, but I should be broadcasting. I hope. Sherry Ann says, how do you drum up excitement for your group trip via social media? Wow, that's a huge question. So how do you drum up excitement for your group trip via social media? So, and Sherry Ann asked this question. So let me take this on real quick, and I bet you some of you have some great answers. What you need to do is tease, is intrigue, is excite. I think so often when we go to post on social media, we post too much. We sort of overkill. We say too much, and it's too much to comprehend, to absorb. So what I would suggest you do is, Sherry Ann, pick one thing that will impress me, will excite me, will intrigue me, will build anticipation, and maybe even do it in the form of a question. Hey, have you ever dreamt of climbing the stairs of? Have you ever um, wanted to see these birds in their natural habitat? If you're a bird watcher. So whatever the theme is, whatever the location is, whatever magical and special, okay, I would lead with that and lead with a beautiful photo and don't sell. So I would lead with the exciting bullet point, okay, and then say, oh, and on day 2 of our journey, we'll be there. We can touch it. We can see it. We can walk it. We can eat it, taste it if you're doing a culinary thing. If it's a wine thing, we will drink it. We will meet that person. And I'm going to end with this. The most important way we can showcase and market is to make sure we focus on the benefits and not the features. Sherry Ann, pull up a chair. Listen to me closely, everybody. Too many of us do a lousy job of getting people excited about stuff, of selling, because we're so focused on the feature, which is the boring information. Well, that stateroom was 719 square feet. Big deal. What's in that stateroom? What is the extra space going to give me, do for me? How will it change my life? How will it benefit me? It's got 17 pools, 4 with swim-up bars. Okay, well, the swim-up bars part is fun, but what about the other 14 pools? Oh, well, you can swim in this pool because it's got lanes where you can, I know you're a swimmer, you can race, or, well, this pool over here in this area has a volleyball court. You play volleyball? Great. You can play pool volleyball, whatever it is. Or you could play Marco Polo in pool number 7. So you got to bring it to life, Sherry. Bring it to life. Suck me in with a great headline and a great picture. Make me want to read it. Short and sweet and exciting. Intrigue me so that I want to ask for more information. I hope that helps. Jennifer was laughing at something I said before. I don't remember. Linda said, what was the name of Mike Marshev's book? Well, it's his book on selling river cruises. It's he wrote it in conjunction with Amber Waterways, but it's about being more successful in the river cruise business. That's Mike's book. He wrote it. I don't remember the name of it, but get in touch with Mike. It's MikeMarshev.com or headfirstsales.com. If you need his email address, let me know. Jody said lost audio. Uh-oh. I hope you can still hear me, Jody. I hope you're back. Let's see. Linda said she tried to make a plan, made a new vision board. Karen said, Happy New Year. Happy New Year, Karen. Okay, so we got a lot of good stuff coming in here. So let me go to these questions here. So if you're a Hawaii expert, listen up. Nancy, who's a boot camp member, and so is Karen, by the way, Seth Like Travel, thank you, says, I have a referral from an acquaintance I met at a networking event. Did you hear that? Here's a piece of business that Nancy has an opportunity to work on because she went to a networking event. Get up and get out. She referred me to her mother to help her navigate a family group booking to Hawaii, July 2019. It's a few nights in Oahu, about an 8 to 10 night renting a house on the Big Island. Is anyone out there excited about what I'm reading now? If you are, hang on. Let's see, adults, and they're coming from 3 different cities. It's a total of 2 weeks. And here's the thing, friends. Why am I bringing this to your attention? Because Nancy, who is a very successful group travel professional, but Nancy has a specialty. She specializes in certain kinds of group travel. And she's making a difficult but very wise decision not to take this piece of business because Nancy wants to stay in her sweet spot, in her love circle, in her area of expertise and specialty, which is what, friends, you need to do. But however, it's a family friend client referral. So Nancy's like, what do I do? I want I want to say no, as I don't have the time, nor is Hawaii my specialty. What do I say to her and her daughter that referred me? That is one of there's one of the 8 people part of the group going, 8 adults going. So the first thing is I would say, here's what you say, Nancy. You be honest. Friends, there's nothing wrong with being honest. Say, hey, I'm very excited. Number one, I'm very grateful that you thought of me. Thank you. Express gratitude. Number 2, the honesty part. You know what I do for a living. My specialty, my passion is this. And Hawaii, I love it. I want to help you. But you know what? I have somebody who is an expert in Hawaii. You know I'm an expert in doing this. Well, he or she, my friend, my very dear friend, who I trust, is an expert in Hawaii. Now, I'm going to stay with you every step of the way, but what I want to do is make a connection. So I put you in good hands because I want you to be in good hands. Is it all right if I do that? If I set you up for success with a good friend of mine, someone who I trust, who's going to do good by you? I got to believe they're going to say yes, because anyone who Nancy recommends, I'm going to trust too, because I trust Nancy. So Nancy, if you don't currently know someone, love someone who's a specialty in Hawaii, maybe a boot camper or someone else on the line here is. And friends, if you're that agent and you're jumping up and down saying, pick me, would you let me know? Would you reach out to me, send me an email, and I will connect. I'll make the connection. Or the shidduch. Who here is watching The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel? It is absolutely hilarious. No, hilarious. Okay, so we got through that, and I'm going to get to more here. Let me just see here. Here's from Judy. Last year, 2018, was a disaster for my agency. Sales were down from 17. I did not consistently do any marketing, have any goals met. I did write a monthly article in our local paper every other month and had a couple of bookings from that. I can blame some on my health issues, but not all of it. See, friends, sometimes life gets in the way. And first of all, Judy, I just want to let you know that I thank you for being courageous here and putting this into words, something that's frustrating, that you're not proud of, but is reality. You're an entrepreneur. And things aren't always rosy. Things aren't always perfect. Business doesn't automatically grow. It's not meant to be easy. Sales currently are almost not existent for early 19. How do I jumpstart this and get motivated? Don't really want to sound like a Debbie Downer. That's so you're not, Judy, sounding like a Debbie Downer. You're sounding like a realist. You're sounding like an entrepreneur who's concerned, who cares, who's got ambition, but who's facing reality. I think you're a smart entrepreneur, Judy, for bringing this forward here. And Judy, I don't know if you were on the line when I addressed the question that we led off from Karen and when Mike Marshev gave his, but if you do those first 4 things that I suggested, I think you're going to see a turnaround in your business, right? Number 1, do more of what worked and eliminate what didn't work for you in 18. What didn't work for you. Call every single product line as far back as it has to go. Wish them a happy new year. Keep top of mind. Review your website, social. Maybe you've got a broken link on your site. Maybe something out there is putting out the bad vibes, the negative information. Something's broken and it's chasing people away. And by the way, if you want that free article, go to the handout section there and download it, keep it, own it. Get up and get out, Judy. Go meet some people in your neighborhood, okay? And let me give you one other thing to do. We talked in our last business coaching session, which I believe was the last one we did in December. This is for my boot campers. We had this, I forget which agent it was that suggested or asked this question: how do I generate business and income during times of the year that are slow, that don't normally and agents, maybe you're blessed, maybe you have business coming in all year, or maybe you have, most businesses have peaks and values, business ebbs and flows, because you don't get paid until they depart, right? So you would have to work now to generate business, for instance, that you want. So you start turning on the spigot, you turn on a new revenue stream in the fall. Maybe in the fall your departures are low or non-existent. So Judy, that's another way to look at this tactically instead of holistically. So the marketing plan I just gave you all is a simple but powerful holistic marketing approach. What if you did it tactically? You looked ahead at times of the year, especially if we're talking groups now, because some groups, they can book a year in advance, 2 years in advance, and some groups, if they're short, they can book 3, 4, 5, 6 months out. Okay, but take a look tactically where you want to generate some income, and think, well, what kind of group business would travel in sort of a short notice or during that time period. But what's most important is, Judy, do you know who you are? Now, look at me, everybody. You're probably saying, what are you saying to Judy? Do you know who you are? What's your passion? What's your skill set? What's your expertise? What's your specialty? Because I don't want you to be tempted to run off course, to go trying to generate business, like if you're not a Hawaii expert, that you don't want to do, you don't like to do, that's not your passion. So make sure, if you're going to do any of these strategies, whether it's tactical, specific, or it's holistic, that you stay within your love circle so you get more excited, more energized, more enthusiastic, because boy, it's really hard to build a whole new branding concept unless you want to make a significant change than it is to continue on the path you're on, because people already know who you are and what you do. And friends, overall, I hope you're not a generalist. I hope you do have a niche, because the more defined and refined your niche, the more successful you'll be, especially in travel. Barbara says, where can we find sample business plans for those of us who don't know how to create one? That's a huge question. I don't know offhand, because normally, I don't know if you're with a host or if you're with a consortium or with a franchise, maybe they can help. I don't have an off-the-shelf business plan. I do have stuff, of course, in boot camp. It's hard to find off-the-shelf stuff, but I got to give that some thought. Why don't you send me an email, Barbara? I'll see if I can direct you some places, because I don't do one-on-one coaching either anymore. I just do the group coaching, which is more efficient for me. Let's see. So I hope that understands. Okay, so I'm going to go on now to, hold on there, to Danny. Danny's a boot camp member, and he says, he sent an email, I know you and Mike are big on charging fees. Fees are not something I have ever charged. I'm part of a host agency, and they do not charge a fee to customers booking. Any thoughts? So I don't know, friends, if you're in the same boat as Danny, I don't know. Are you charging fees, or are you just making money from commissions only? So I have a poll here, and this happens to be, let me just launch this poll because I am curious. Okay, so here's my question. Take a look at the poll. Have you been earning commission only on your group business? All right. Can you guys see that poll? Can you see that poll? Let me know if you can see that poll. Yeah. Have you been earning commission only on your group business? Just select one, because I want to know if you're charging commission only, that means you're not putting any of your own markup. You're not charging fees. And I believe you are, and I mean this in a loving way, that you are perhaps a commission hostage. Are you a commission hostage? Sounds weird, but I like to use flowery words if you don't mind. Because if you're just working for commission, especially with groups, you're missing the boat. You're missing on an enormous profit opportunity. And what's the answer? The simple answer, of course, is to create a package. But that's what we teach in boot camp. All right, I'm going to close the poll. Let's see what the results are. And we close the poll. Share results. Bada bing. Have you been earning commission only? So 68% of you, okay, 2/3 are only earning commission on group business. And only 1/3 of you earning more. Friends, if you get nothing else from this meeting, you have the opportunity to earn more, but you got to earn it. And this goes for you too, Danny, and I'm going to take on your question specifically. You can't just charge a fee and expect to get it. You've got to earn it. Because you know what happens? They'll just book it someplace else that doesn't charge a fee because there are so many options that have no fee. So when it comes to groups, here's the secret to success with groups is you can't sell, well, let me hide the results. There we go. Okay. You can't simply sell the off-the-shelf, stripped down, bare bone package. And this goes for individuals too, if you can. Because if you sell the bare bone, stripped down, off-the-shelf product, then what good are you? What more are you doing? What service are you providing? I can book it online. It's so easy. Are you understanding what I'm saying? You need to bring an extra element, a level of support, a level of service that I feel good paying more through you. So how do you charge a fee? Now, we could talk about this for a whole day also, Danny, and everyone is pulling up a chair wanting to hear what I'm going to say. So I believe, number one, that you're worthy of earning more than a commission when you're worthy. And so I'm just going to let that resonate. If you're simply an order taker, if you're simply processing, if you're simply transacting, you can't. You have no right to ask for it. Okay, so the difference is, friends, pull up a chair, write this down. There's transactional time and relational time. Okay, if you think you can work with a client, get in and get out quick, and just make the sale, get their money, then you're a transactional travel professional. But if you want a loyal client, you need to show them loyalty first. That's the whole premise of my book on loyalty. You've got to give before you want to get it. You need to spend more relational time. Transactional time is simply the part of the transaction, just doing the business. So the more relational time, the more you can earn more. They'll feel good about paying more, but man, it helps when you provide a more inclusive package, whether it's for individuals or groups, more inclusive package. So here's the thing with fees. Friends, I think if you have to come out and say, here's my fee, this is my fee, then people are going to get turned off. I know some agents who charge an annual membership fee for $100 or $200. You lock me in, I'm your travel consultant for the year, you're professional, you can call me anytime as often as you wish, you are my top priority, you are my VIP. Do you do that? Have you met other colleagues who currently do that? I have, and I know they do, and I know it works. You got to deliver. You know, there are physicians out there who do the same. They charge a lot more money, and they have a smaller clientele list, but those clients hire the physician because they want that level of service. Okay. The other way, Danny, is to blend it in, is to bake it in. And I know that you may need, when you show the invoice, you may need to show it. And that's fine. But come up with creative words and maybe use a consultation fee rather than a service fee. I don't like the word service fee. I don't like it. I hate it when I go to book a ticket at a venue online and I'm charged $8. Why? I did the booking myself. What the heck did you do? You built a website that made it easy for me to book it. It drives me crazy, but hey, listen, you can't dance if you don't pay the band, so I pay it. But with you, they can go someplace else where it's free to book. So if you can blend it in, I am all for it. But Danny, it's got to be earned. You have to go above and beyond. You have to give loyalty. You got to make them feel good about it. and creating a more inclusive trip. Because friends, and when you have clients or, what's more inclusive? Well, friends, here's what you say. Listen, you work with me and I promise I won't let you miss a thing. My clients don't miss a thing. Well, what do you mean? Well, you can go book it online, but more than likely you're going to come back saying, I missed something. But with me, you won't miss a thing, which means you're going to pay a little bit more with me, but I'm in your corner, I'm in your pocket, I'm on your side. I'm going to make sure I package in stuff that you're going to end up regretting, missing, paying more for, missing out on. That's why my clients pay a premium to book with me. Are you bold enough to say that, friends? I hope that helps, Danny. I really do. And the other part about markups, everyone says, and now again, we could spend a whole show on markups. We've discussed this a lot in boot camp. So I'm going to give you this real quick, and then I want to get to some of Barbara's questions and more on. We've got a lot here. Thanks for sticking around. So when you're doing the markup, I understand it's a problem, right? How do you do it? So number one, you look for the suppliers who will allow an overpayment. That's the easy answer. Some suppliers do, some suppliers don't. And I would partner with those who allow you that opportunity and see what that max is, number one. Number two, and of course, this goes more for a group than individuals, but I want you to be earning more on individuals too, not just groups. Okay, I know most of you don't have a merchant account. I get that it's very costly. So obviously that's the easy answer, but most clients would prefer having the name of the company, the supplier, on their credit card statement, right? Not you. But if you were the host, maybe they have a merchant account that you can use, but then you've got to explain why that is. So it may be a two-step billing process where you're going to see this company, this is my parent, this is my partner, this is my host, whatever words you use that you're instructed to use, if your host even allows that, okay? Or the other option, friends, listen up, and I'm going to end it on this one, is for that initial deposit collected by check, if you're allowed to do that with your host, with your consortium, with your franchise. Everything's above board with me, friends. It's always above board. Learn the rules of who you're working with. If you're not fully independent, get the deposit by check. Therefore, you can blend in, you can bake in any fees. And tell them right out, this includes a deposit and my consultation fee, whatever words you want to use. Pretty it up. Dan, I hope that helps. All right, let me read the boards here. Jody, Carolyn says, say excess degree topic. Ad nauseum. Thank you. Carolyn defined ad nauseum, something that's discussed in excess or a topic that is sickening. Well, I hope it's not a sickening level, but because it's critical. So maybe using ad nauseum was not a good word. Jody's here from Alberta. Hello, Jody. Welcome. I'm glad you're here. Shamika is here. Glad to be from Atlanta. Man, we got people all over. Scott's in the house. Boot camp member. Welcome, Scott. Glad you're here. Melissa's here. So when planning the 15-minute meeting with someone, do you tell them that it's there to visit or network? What do you tell them specifically? I don't want to think I'm selling something. Great question, Melissa. Here's what I always say. I always find a legit reason why I want to meet them. In the number one way is a friend of. I do this all the time. Hey, I'm a friend of, and this is a true story. Hey, I'm a friend, and I put this in the subject line, friend of Jen. Everyone's going to open that email. Hi, I'm a friend of Jen. Jen speaks so highly of you, and I asked her, who do I need to meet in town who's the movers and shakers or who's doing a thriving business? And she said you. So you got 15 minutes. I just want to come meet you and listen to me and hear your story. What if somebody in town wrote a book? Hey, your book is awesome. Or what if somebody in town writes blogs or writes for the local newspapers on whatever? Hey, I read your stuff. I love it. You got 15 minutes. I want to hear your story. This is what I say. I want to hear your story. I want to hear your story. Make it about them. People love sharing their story. They love being asked to share. That's the kind of stuff that I want. Again, we could spend a whole session on that, but those are a few ways to do it. Okay, or maybe you're a client. Hey, I've been doing business at your store for years. You're a local business owner, and so am I. You got 15 minutes? I just want to come meet you and thank you in person and hear how you do it. There you go. Safe way to get in. Cherie says, I'm in the house, CCRA. Cherie's coming to CCRA. Cool, I'll see you there. I'm doing the Saturday morning kickoff. Okay. Oh, Karen, thank you. You kept me on track. You were about to say, why do you need a travel agent? You got off track before you gave it. Thank you, Karen. See, it's so easy to get knocked off. So, and I actually said that about that you're going to miss out on stuff and a million reasons. So remember, it's about benefits. Right. Oh, that was it, Karen. Thank you. So here's what your purpose is. Wow, Karen, you saved my life here. Write this down, friends. There's three reasons for your existence and travel, really. I'm breaking it down for you. Number one, you reduce stress and risk. You reduce stress and risk. Number two, you add value and convenience. You add value and convenience. And number three, you transform the entire experience from good to great. Yeah, transform the entire experience from good. Thank you, Karen, for bringing me back. Okay, Angie said she can hear it. Good, she logged in, logged back in, cool. Bobby said, give me some suggestions about how to best ensure business people accept the 15-minute meeting. I think I gave you some tips just like that. It's got to feel not offensive. It's got to feel that you have good intentions, because if they feel you're coming to sell something, then they're going to push back. I don't have time to another salesperson. So just go make friends, build a relationship. Okay. All right. And I hope that helps. And I see there's so many more comments here. So let me just make this commitment to you right now, friends. And don't forget to download that handout that I attached. If you posted something or wrote me and I didn't have time to do it because we've got 8 minutes left, the hour flies by, I promise you I will answer your questions in the Group Sales Success Summit in the Facebook group, or if you're in boot camp, all right? But I promise I'll share every question that came in, because I'm so thrilled and pleased. Okay, so Barbara says, I'm fairly new to this and I'm petrified to take the first steps, primarily because I don't know what the first step should be. It all seems overwhelming. I have an idea for a group involving educators, friends and family. They think I should give these trips away, though. They'll book with someone else they don't even know online and save $5. So Barbara, I hope you've been paying attention, because I addressed this. Okay, we can't work in rebate commissions. We can't even survive on just commissions alone. Right? We've got to be bigger and better. How do you actually take that first step? Okay, so the first step is, again, this is a big question here, but make sure your foundation's in place, friends, which is your brand, your marketing. Because again, I started off the show saying this, I'm going to say it right now. The first thing I'm going to do before I book with you is I'm going to check you out online. And if you're not telling me a good, consistent story, if you're using a cookie cutter website, I hate to put down cookie cutter websites, but that's not telling me your story. It's telling me everyone else's. I want to hear your story, how you could transform my life, and answer these 3 questions on your website, your marketing. How will you reduce my stress and risk? How will you increase my value and convenience? And number 3, how will you transform the experience from good to great? If you answer those questions, you got me. I'm going to buy from you. Okay. And number 2, okay, you need to sort of give them a little bit of fear, Barbara. A little bit of fear that, hey, you can go book over there, you can book online, and you'll probably pay less, but you're going to get less. Now, listen up, Barbara. I'm going to give you the key word here. Here's the key word. When somebody says, hey, it's $5 cheaper down the block, can you meet or beat the price? Then I'll give you my business. Here's what you're going to say, Barbara, and everybody, write this down. I'll use this in my keynotes. Yes, that cost is lower. It'll cost you less over there. But your disappointment cost will be higher. Huh? Let that marinate. What do you mean my disappointment cost? Well, Your disappointment cost will be higher because you don't have me in your corner and your pocket on your side, because you're going to come back disappointed. You're going to end up spending more because you're going to be paying less on the upfront. I don't sell stripped down off the shelf products. If you want to strip down a vacation, go ahead and take it, but you'll come back disappointing. And unless you've got a bazillion dollars to go back time and time again and do all the things you didn't get the first time, go ahead and book it there. If this is an important trip, is this important? Oh, it is. Do you like bringing your credit card and shoving out for spending an enormous amount of money when you get there and it ends up costing you more? Do you like that? No. Well, call me. You will pay more with me and even a fee with me. But I guarantee you in the long run, you won't have a disappointment cost. I will elevate the experience. And if you've never booked with an agent before, do it once. Try it once. I will transform the experience from good to great. I hope that helps. The second question is, how do you manage multiple bookings with a group to maximize efficiency? Wow. This is another enormous boot camp area that we talk about. So listen, friends, and then I'm going to get back at the last 4 minutes. I'm going to attack your online stuff here. And then, oh my gosh, Marie, I didn't get to yours. Marie is doing a networking meeting on Friday, looking for top 10 reasons for them to get a group together. Gosh, why would you travel as a group, friends? Can't you list 10 reasons? And even if it's sort of generic, there's so many great reasons. And number one could be, it's just more fun. And number two, because as a group, you allow me to negotiate on your behalf to increase the value. Never say discount. So Marie, I didn't get to all this stuff here, but I promise I'm going to solve it because you posted this in our Facebook group, Group Sales Success Summit. I promise that we're going to get to it. Stick with me. So how do you deal with the efficiency stuff? Number one, the big umbrella answer is you need to take control, because if your business runs you, rather than you running your business, you're going to lose sleep at night. You're going to pull your hair out of your head. You're going to be exhausted. You have to take control. So when it comes to a group, you need to take control and manage it. For instance, you want to start a Facebook group specifically for that group. So all you keep directing all questions there. I do this on my boot camp. I don't do one-on-one coaching. I would go nuts if I had all my boot campers and all of you coming to me and asking individual questions. I said, great question. I'm going to post the answer in Facebook so everyone can see it. It's more efficient. So you direct there. So with a group, that's what you do. All questions you send will be reposted here, and we're going to keep a living list of all questions and answers. Second, with your groups, you should have a weekly meeting. Once a week, you're gonna get on a conference call, you're gonna fire up something, and you're gonna be available to them. Maybe it's instant message, a chat. You do live chat, Facebook Live. Facebook Live, you can all do that. So every Monday is your time to ask questions. So the key to success handling multiple groups, number one, not number one, but you also need the tools. You need a booking product like maybe Travel Joy. You need something that will handle your business in an extremely efficient way. That's critical. Travel Joy, Client Ease, whatever the product is. And next, you need to take control, and you need to sell them as a group, not one-on-one, and you need to service them as a group, not one-on-one. I hope that helps. And Barbara, I know you had some more. You had 4. But I'm going to get to them online, I promise. All right, here we go. I've got 2 minutes left. No, 1 minute left. Nancy said, love to see you at Cicero. However, that weekend I've coordinated escorting a full bus, 53 passengers to Quebec City. Hey, one of these days, Nancy, we will meet in person. I appreciate that. Lyndon said, do you recommend giving a group contact to the group leader setting out his group contract? 100,000 million%. This is a critical part of boot camp. Friends, you should never, ever be doing a group without a group agreement letter. You need to have a group agreement letter, not only to hold them accountable, but to hold you accountable to them. And the secret to success is that it's written collaboratively. Good word, big word, look it up. Write it together so you know what's expected of them. They know what's expected of you, blah, 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 blah. 100,000 million%, Lyndon, great question. You need to have a group agreement letter. Karen says, Angie went to social media training last night. Top 3 platforms for travel agents are now Pinterest, YouTube, and podcasting. Cherie said that was the travel agent. What was the I don't remember the question was. Hans said Mike's book. Mike's book is How to Capture More River Cruise Business. A plug for Mike. Thank you, Hans. So Cherie, did you get it? What was the travel agent's true purpose? Because I did end up giving it. All right. Hey, listen. Hey, Lisa's in the house. Hey, Lisa from the Destination Wedding, the DWHSA. Good to have you here. All right, guess what, friends? Barbara says, hang on. I love the Marvelous Mrs. Abel. Just started watching it, but I'm a binge watching it. Hysterical. It is funny. Dawn is in the house. Dawn says, I'll end on this. Hi, I'm happy to learn alumni renewal is $100 annually. I received a renewal notice. Oh, don't worry about it. Yeah. So that was that question. Right. So you pay your boot camp that 1 year, and after that's $100 a year. So here's the deal, friends. We've got to go. I'm so grateful you joined me. And I promise I'm gonna respond to all of the questions I couldn't get to. And I will in our Facebook group. And I'm so grateful you're here. I wish you great business. My name is Stuart, and this is the Ask Stuart Hour.